In a recent video, I revealed how I realized I was overspending and how I turned to a simple budget to try to fix it. But today, I'm getting help from an outside source, ChatGPT. I'm going to show ChatGPT my budget and let it offer up some analysis and ideas for optimization. First, I'll ask it to be polite and offer some gentle suggestions. After that, I'll ask it to be brutally honest instead. Then, I'll bring in the big guns. I'm going to let ChatGPT pretend to be Dave Ramsey and pretend to be Mr. Money Mustache. What will the AI version of those personalities have to say about my overspending? Let's dive in and find out if ChatGPT will offer constructive criticism or rip my budget to shreds. Before I start, I'm going to ask ChatGPT to forget everything it knows about me from previous chats, so it's coming in with a clean slate. Now I'll feed it my budget and ask it to analyze the numbers and point out areas where I can optimize. Let's start with the polite version and see what ChatGPT has to say. Forget everything you know about me from previous chats. Memory updated. How can I assist you? All right, before I paste in my budget, which I've already copied from my spreadsheet over here, I'm going to ask ChatGPT to please be polite. All right, please analyze my budget and provide ideas for optimization. Be polite about it. And I'm just going to paste in the raw data of my budget right here. And by the way, my budget is broken up into two sections. I've got necessities at the top, and then I've got discretionary spending. And these expenses are in monthly and annual amounts. And here we go. Your budget appears quite comprehensive, covering essential and discretionary. So here are its polite suggestions. Groceries. This is a significant portion of your budget. You're telling me. Consider shopping with a list, using coupons, or switching to bulk buying. Avoid impulse buying. Okay, pretty good advice, but typical run-of-the-mill kind of stuff. I'm already shopping with a list, using coupons. I actually do use the app Ibotta, which is basically a couponing app. And I'm already shopping at Costco and Sam's Club, so I don't know what more I can do in that department. This is pretty standard advice. Healthcare, if you have access to HSA or FSA, I do use an HSA to save. Gas and electric, I don't feel like this category is too bad, but yeah, it's always possible to save more. I mean, I do use a programmable thermostat, keep things pretty low at night. Again, this is pretty standard advice. Phone plans, bundling with other services. Well, I don't know how much lower I can go on the phone plan. We use Visible, pay $25 a month. Discretionary spending, here we go. The travel absolutely could be optimized through deals, loyalty programs. It mentions rewards programs. I do use credit card rewards, reduce frequency of dining out, balance it with home cooked meals. I mean, the vast majority of meals that I eat are cooked at home. I feel like I'm doing pretty good in this category already. Subscription services total $1,044 a year. Ouch. When you put it like that, that does sound like a lot. Now, if you don't use them all regularly, it might be worth considering pausing or canceling. Absolutely. Some of these, like HBO Max, I'm on the ad-supported version, which saves a few bucks, and absolutely could always cut down streaming expenses by just pausing or canceling some of these subscriptions. Kids activities, I could review the types of activities that my kid is involved with. ChatGPT remarks that this is a healthy budget. Does it mean it in a good way or a bad way? I'm really not sure what healthy budget means. Small adjustments in the discretionary categories or a review of some fixed expenses could potentially help you save more. But remember, this is the polite version, and I'd like ChatGPT to get a little more real with me now. I'd like it to be brutally honest about my budget and see if it has any recommendations. All right, don't be polite anymore. Please be brutally honest when providing your analysis and insights. Let's see what the brutally honest version of this analysis might look like. All right, here's a no holds barred breakdown of your budget. Necessities, groceries. This is out of hand. I love it. This is out of hand. That's a great way to put it. $800 a month is a lot for groceries. Sure, prices are rising, but you should be able to find ways to reduce this significantly. Meal planning, buying in bulk, cutting back on luxury food items, and using more affordable stores. Aim for a 20 to 25% reduction here. This is starting to feel a little more real, like a real person giving me real advice. Next, healthcare, $250 a month. I put this in my budget as a ballpark of what I might spend if I hit my deductible. So it's got a lot of padding there. I typically don't spend anywhere close to this amount on healthcare each month. You're spending $250 a month on healthcare, which feels excessive. Shop around for different health plans during open enrollment. If you have access to an HSA or FSA, use it. This could be a $50 to $100 a month savings if you optimize. Well, I do use an HSA. I can't really shop around right now, but in early retirement, I will be able to shop around a little bit more. All right, gas and electric, I'm paying $130 a month. Unless you have a large home, that's pretty high. I wouldn't call this necessarily large by American standards. Swap to energy efficient light bulbs. I mean, come on. I swapped out for energy efficient bulbs on day one. Unplug devices when not in use. Maybe even invest in smart thermostats. Well, now you're talking. This is something I don't have. I have the regular old fashioned programmable thermostat that came with the house. Maybe I should look into a smart thermostat. Consider making your house more energy efficient overall. Phone plans, 2 lines for $50 a month is decent. Thank you. I agree, that is decent, but $25 per line is still high for basic service. I looked around ChatGPT. I don't know if I can do much better than that. ChatGPT thinks that I could easily drop this to $30 a month. I've looked into it in the past. Maybe it's worth another look. Maybe there is more inexpensive unlimited data plan out there that we could switch to, but I'm skeptical that I'll be able to save much in that category. You're paying over $150 a month in HOA fees. That's ridiculous. Kind of is ridiculous, especially with a second HOA and a separate pool fee. I agree, but that's the situation we willingly moved into. Not having to do any yard maintenance gives me a ton of time back, so I do like that. And then for discretionary expenses, travel, this is too much. Flat out, this is too much. I like that. $500 a month on travel is unsustainable unless you're frequently going overseas or taking lavish vacations. $200 to $300 a month is plenty for most people. If I really needed to trim down the budget, this would be a place I could absolutely cut out because this is totally discretionary, totally unnecessary spending. Trim this by half and you're looking at an immediate $3,000 per year savings. Fair enough. But again, this is a category where I don't know even then I'm going to spend $6,000 per year on travel. It's kind of like a target. Like I'm willing to spend up to that much to have the experiences that we want to have. Restaurants, this is one of your easiest cuts. Fair point. I could easily just not go to restaurants at all, not go to coffee shops. I mean, I'm already a lot of the way there. Why not go 100%? ChatGPT says $250 per month means you're dining out regularly, probably multiple times per week. I mean, maybe like once per week. Have you been to a restaurant recently, ChatGPT? It's expensive out there. Cut this by at least 50% or better yet, aim for $100 to $150 per month. Start cooking more at home or find cheaper ways to dine out. You could easily save $1,500 a year here with minimal effort. I agree. I feel like I'm pretty good in this category, but could do even more. I could basically cook all my meals at home. It's better for health as well. Subscriptions. List out all these subscriptions I have. You're stacking subscriptions like a hoarder. Do you really need them all? I love that. This is the brutal honesty that I was hoping that ChatGPT would give to me. Cancel the ones you don't watch frequently or share subscriptions with family or friends. You know what? I didn't mention that we also have access to Hulu because we're sharing it with family. But anyway, you should be able to reduce this by half, at least $500 a year saved here. I'm going to have a talk with my family about this because they're going to have an opinion too, but I agree with you, ChatGPT. I am absolutely stacking subscriptions like a hoarder, and this is a bit ridiculous. $400 a month for kids' activities is an enormous amount unless they're in high-cost sports or private lessons. Well, they kind of are. There's no reason for kids to be in expensive activities year-round. Look for more affordable community programs, free extracurriculars, or reduce the number of activities. I do think we could do a better job looking into more affordable community programs and free extracurricular activities if there are any out there. ChatGPT thinks I could cut this by $100 to $150 per month. That would be nice. And you're still providing plenty of options for your kid. You know, that is a place where we're going to have to do some deep thinking and see what is actually valuable. And then it breaks down my overall total. It says, if you're serious about cutting costs, you could easily save $1,000 a month without sacrificing much. Here's a quick breakdown. I like how it breaks it out by each category here and tells me how much I could save per month. Total potential savings, $1,795 per month or $21,000 per year. Wow. When you put it that way, that does seem like a lot of a lot of fat that I could trim from this budget, even if I only did half of that and saved like $10,000 per year. So it suggests that I start by reviewing grocery habits, subscriptions, discretionary spending. Let's aim for a $1,500 per month reduction. I like that it has a goal for me like that, a very specific number to shoot for. Wow, if I could get our expenses down that low, that would be really, really nice. We're talking about like Mr. Money Mustache levels of spending down there. Speaking of which, I think it's time to bring in some other opinions through ChatGPT. Let's see if ChatGPT can channel some financial gurus who may have very strong opinions about my budget. Let's start with Dave Ramsey. All right, pretend you're Dave Ramsey and analyze my spending. Here we go. All right, let's break this down like Dave Ramsey would. No fluff, just facts. First of all, you're living paycheck to paycheck. That's not true. I'm not living paycheck to paycheck. ChatGPT, you do not know that. And that's actually not true. And it's clear you're not operating with a budget that prioritizes saving and getting out of debt. Actually, ChatGPT, Dave Ramsey, whoever I'm talking to right now, I am out of debt completely. Here's the blunt truth. You need to stop spending money on unnecessary things and start getting serious about your financial future. All right, there's that toughness that I was expecting. Necessities, where you're wasting money. Groceries, you're overspending here. Cut it to $500 or less by shopping smarter, using coupons and planning meals. Healthcare, overkill. Overkill, unless I'm dealing with serious health issues. You're probably paying too much. Dave's rule is to get your insurance coverage right, but if you're just doing routine care, you need to shop around. Again, not in a position to shop around right now, but possibly in the future. Gas and electric. Dave would tell you to lower your utilities, making your house more efficient. Yeah, same advice. Consider using LED bulbs. Nothing too groundbreaking here. This is the same thing that the polite version of ChatGPT actually was telling me. Downgrade my phone plan. Travel. This is a luxury I can't afford. Okay. My priorities need to be in order. If I'm not debt-free, I am. Saving for emergencies, I am. And investing for the future, I definitely am. You should not be spending $500 a month on travel. Okay, but what if I am doing all those things? Cut this in half and put that money towards saving or paying off debt. That's $3,000 per year saved. Okay. Restaurants, $250 per month is irresponsible. Wow. Dave's advice would be to stop eating out as much and focus on cooking at home. That's everyone's advice. If you want to eat out, do it on a budget, $100 a month or less. Is that the magic number? $100 a month per less on eating out? Anything above that is irresponsible. Subscriptions, I have too many. I agree. The subscriptions thing is completely out of control. And they're not necessary if you're serious about building wealth. Hey, I'm serious about building wealth. Cancel all but the essentials. The Dave Ramsey AI is also giving me the tough truth on this kids' activity spending. They don't need $400 per month worth of activities. You're absolutely right. I need to look for cheaper options in the community. Absolutely. Cut this by $200 per month. That's $2,400 per year saved. You have debt. I don't have debt. I understand Dave Ramsey's all about debt. I don't have it. All right, let's look at the total impact of cuts. This looks pretty similar to what we saw with the brutally honest ChatGPT analysis. This one's going to save me $12,204 per year though, where the brutally honest ChatGPT was going to save me $21,000 per year. So that's a big difference. I would have imagined that Dave would be even a little more frugal than what ChatGPT had recommended, but I guess not. All right, this is good. Conclusion. You need to wake up and realize that your financial situation can be fixed if you take responsibility. Cut the fat, stop living above your means, and prioritize your financial future. Save and invest and live like no one else now so you can live like no one else later. That's absolutely a Dave Ramsey catchphrase. And I'm wasting way too much money in areas that won't help build my wealth. This is about discipline, and you need to start cutting back now to set yourself up for success. That's the Dave Ramsey analysis. Now, let's have some fun. Let's get even more frugal, more tough. Let's bring Mr. Money Mustache into the chat. All right, pretend you are Mr. Money Mustache, then analyze my budget and my spending. Don't hold back. I really want to get the face punch treatment here and learn about how ridiculous my spending is. So let's see what ChatGPT has to say when it pretends to be Mr. Money Mustache. Let's get into it with the no-nonsense Mr. Money Mustache style. First off, if you're looking to build wealth, you need to embrace frugality. Right now, your budget looks like it's built for comfort, not for financial freedom. But here's the deal. If you're serious about escaping the rat race, you need to take a hard look at how you're spending your money. We can and will cut a bunch of fat. Everyone's using the fat term. I think I used it myself earlier. Necessities, groceries. No, just no. This is an absolute waste of money unless you're feeding an army of teenagers or buying organic everything. Well, I'm buying mostly organic. You could easily be spending $400 to $500 a month if you shop like a frugal ninja. Plan meals, buy in bulk, stick to affordable stores, and focus on the essentials. A 50% reduction is not only possible, it's required. That's $4,800 a year back in your pocket. 50% reduction. This isn't just saving money here and there around the edges. This is really cutting the fat. All right. Healthcare. Are you seeing a doctor every week? Actually, I barely see a doctor at all. No way should you be paying that much unless you have some serious medical conditions. Find a better plan or look for high deductible options paired with an HSA. I will absolutely be doing that. Actually, I already have a high deductible plan paired with an HSA, and I will continue to do that even in early retirement. If you can cut this by $100 per month, that's a $1,200 per year win. More savings for you to invest. Agreed. I just don't have much choice right now while I am employed. Soon enough, I will have some choice in the matter. Gas, electric, you could do much better here. There's no reason for your utility bill to be this high. Change your habits, get energy efficient light bulbs. Got that. Better insulation, turn down the thermostat. I could probably make my home a little more energy efficient and definitely turn down the thermostat a little bit more. Maybe I should invest in that smart thermostat that was recommended earlier. All right, reduce by at least $30 a month. Less heat and air conditioning is your friend, okay? Phone plans. Why are you paying $50 a month? You're wasting money on a service that's too expensive. Check out no contract plans or switch to a cheaper carrier. Again, I've shopped around. I don't know if there's a cheaper carrier out there, but I will take a look again. $30 a month is plenty for basic service, $20 a month saved. Mr. Money Mustache AI over here doesn't realize that this is for 2 phones. So I'm really paying $25 a month, which is even lower than the $30 a month that you recommend here. HOA fees are the financial equivalent of a life-sucking vampire. You might have a point there, but they also give you some time back because there's a lot of things I don't have to do because I'm paying an HOA to do them for me. So I'm not spending my free time, my weekends, messing around with the lawn, pulling weeds, mowing, trimming, all that stuff. Gives me so much time back. But anyway, I'm paying over $150 a month for what? Privilege of existing in a neighborhood with extra fees. Do you actually use those amenities? If not, get rid of them. You should absolutely move to a place with low or no HOA fees. If that's not an option, cut this down by $20 a month. I'm not sure how I could do that. At this current stage of my life in this house, these are the fees I've signed up for. All right, discretionary spending, travel. You do not need to be spending $500 a month on travel unless you're a full-time nomad spending every weekend in luxury resorts. This is an easy area to slash. You don't need a vacation every month. Dude, I'm not taking a vacation every month. It's like maybe every quarter. And if you're truly working toward financial freedom, you need to stop spending money on unnecessary travel. Cut this to $200 per month or even $100 if you get really serious. I want to travel a little bit more and spend a little bit more on travel. It's just something I'm prioritizing at this point in my life, but that would be $3,600 per year saved. Restaurants, this one is a huge trap. $250 a month is ridiculous. Cooking at home is far cheaper and healthier. Agreed. Stop eating out as often. Only eat out on rare occasions or for special events. Totally agree. I've said it before, restaurants should be a place to meet up with friends, family, and share an experience, socialize, not a place to just go because you're hungry. And if the only point is to just eat food, you should be doing that at home. Slash this by 75%, which brings you to $60 per month. That's $2,250 a year saved. That's what I would expect Mr. Money Mustache to get aggressive like that, slashing this expense by 75%, not just 10, 20%, but really getting in there and slashing that by a huge amount. Subscriptions, a bunch of entertainment fluff, cancel anything you don't absolutely use. Kids' activities, what are they doing? Playing professional soccer? Look, you're probably signing them up for things that are more about keeping up with the Joneses than actual value. Ouch. That hurts. There may be a little bit of truth to that. There may be a little bit of truth about that. Kids don't need structured activities every single week. Find community programs, free sports leagues, or affordable hobbies. Actually, I haven't seen any free sports leagues around, but hey, maybe something like that does exist, or maybe something that's just a little more affordable. Cut this to $150 a month, $3,000 a year savings there. The Mr. Money Mustache bottom line with these changes, I could be saving at least $1,300 per month. Here's the breakdown, and that's adding up to $15,800 of savings per year. Interesting, even the Mr. Money Mustache version of this AI hasn't slashed my expenses as much as when I asked ChatGPT to be brutally honest. That analysis had me slashing $21,000 per year from the budget. Dave Ramsey had me reducing the budget by $12,000 per year, and Mr. Money Mustache is kind of in the middle there, with $15,800 per year of savings. Anyway, the Mr. Money Mustache conclusion: you need to wake up and realize that the life you're living now is keeping you trapped. If you want to retire early and live a life where you're not working for money, you need to start cutting the fat right now. You can do all the things you want in life, but it takes sacrifice. This isn't a time to be comfortable. You could be saving over $15,000 per year. That money should be going to investments, building your emergency fund, or accelerating debt repayment, not blown on stuff you don't need. Get started now and let your future self thank you. It doesn't have me fooled that it's actually Mr. Money Mustache typing that out back there, or Dave Ramsey for that matter. But it's definitely kind of fun to get a take on my budget from the AI version of Dave Ramsey and Mr. Money Mustache. And some of these things did hit home in a way that I don't think it would have if it was more generic advice. Some of this advice definitely did get me thinking, especially in the areas of restaurants, kids' activities, subscriptions. There are definitely some places in my budget where I could be more optimized. Well, that was an eye-opener. Turns out that asking ChatGPT to channel Dave Ramsey and Mr. Money Mustache was way more effective than I thought it would be. The brutal, honest, and no-nonsense approach really helped me see my budget in a whole new light. If you found this as helpful or as painful as I did, be sure to hit that like button. Of course, if you've got any advice for how to optimize a budget or use ChatGPT for financial advice, drop it in the comments below. And if you want to see my video about how I turned to a budget to optimize my overspending in the first place, you can check out that video right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.